Everyone agrees guns illegally falling into the hands of criminals is dangerous. How to stop that from happening may be easier said than done. Tucked in the corner of a Howard County strip mall, Chad Fox is just about to open.
See, it takes a long time to take all this stuff out of safes and put it all out.
That stuff, weapons of all shapes and sizes.
Fox's firearms.
For this gun shop owner,
I'm opening the store now.
his inventory is kept out of sight.
Thank you.
And under lock and key until it's time to open.
I mean, when you talk about crimes with guns.
For Chad, protecting his product from burglars is a priority now more than ever.
I think about it. Every night I go home, I look at my cameras because I can see it on my phone, and I look and I make sure.
Across the county line, in neighboring Baltimore County.
How are you?
Nice to see you.
Oh, nice to see you too. What you looking for today?
Gun shop security has become a topic on the minds of most store owners in this part of the state.
Everything is double doored. There are no windows on the first floor to get in. There's no easy access.
Wilhelm Helfrich has owned Duffy's for more than 30 years. It's one of 19 federally licensed gun dealers in Baltimore County.
We don't want firearms getting into the wrong hands.
But the likelihood of that happening has grown in the state of Maryland. Figures provided by the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives shows in 2016, 55 firearms were stolen from licensed retailers in the state. In 2017, that number more than doubled. In 2018, which is the last year the ATF provides data, licensed retailers in Maryland lost 141 guns to burglary, larceny, or robbery.
7 different firearms retail establishments within Baltimore County were burglarized 10 times. Several of these incidents were thwarted by security measures, some of which are the very same measures we are requiring in the SAFE Act.
This SAFE Act, a controversial measure in Baltimore County, in part because of who it targets, what it requires, and the discretion it provides those enforcing it.
The devil's in the fine print. What is it going to cost, and how is it going to be administered?
Beyond a license, this SAFE Act requires stores that meet its criteria to be monitored at all times, have security gates over doors and windows, firearms secured in a safe or room after hours, and a physical barrier outside the business to prevent something like this from happening. All requirements we found the chief of police has the authority to change on a case-by-case basis.
The goal is simply to cut off one of the means or one of the pipelines of illegal guns to the hands of criminals that will end up hurting or killing someone.
In this public information request, the county was asked the number and type of stolen firearms used in a crime. In its response, the county stated, quote, "We are unable to locate responsive documents for this request." Instead of focusing on the gun retailers, why not go after, say, state lawmakers to beef up the sentences for individuals who might be caught illegally possessing a firearm?
Well, my personal opinion is I'm with an all of the above approach.
Mark Pennack is with Maryland Shell Issue.
Well, I hope it doesn't pass because it's going to put an awful lot of dealers out of business.
For each retailer, the cost to implement these changes may be in the thousands of dollars, a system that is not foolproof and seen as ripe for abuse by those aligned with retailers. The chief of police has a great deal of discretion in how these regulations are enforced or even required.
I will tell you unequivocally that discretion is subject to abuse. And sooner or later, it will be abused. Maybe not by this chief, maybe not by this county executive, perhaps by the successors.
When it comes to security inside a gun store,
I think that's nothing more than them just trying to make it cumbersome on dealers.
Chad Fox sees it in black and white.
If you want to pass some legislation on people who break into gun shops.
He would know.
I'm sure most know that my shop was broken into and I'm less than 100 yards from the Howard County Police Station.
Less than 100 yards from Howard County Police.
The first thought that crossed your mind?
You have to beat me. It was just, I mean, it's one of those things where thank God I have insurance.
He had nearly all the security required under the SAFE Act.
Criminals are criminals. If they want to steal guns, they're going to figure out a way to steal guns.
And his shop was still burglarized.
You could do everything that they asked, and if they have a plan that's put together that they can get in and out in X amount of time, it's really hard to catch them.
In just 30 seconds.
Literally.
In this burglary, the criminals were in and out.
To the second.
Chad has taken more precautions since this happened. He purchased a vault and is about to have concrete barriers installed outside his shop.
Give the dealers credit. They take necessary steps to prevent this type of thing.
Of the 18 guns stolen from his shop, some are still missing. Chad has not been notified of any being used in a crime. As for those who broke in, police arrested 2 of the 6 suspects, a 15-year-old and this man, Terrence Massey.
Make the crime stiff on the criminal instead of imposing a bunch of things on dealers that already have them in place to make it look like you're doing something.
To put in perspective how fast criminals can get in and out of a store, let's take last year's break-in at Chad's. He said the burglars were in and out within 30 seconds. Within that amount of time, they were able to grab 17 handguns and 1 long gun. In the amount of time you've watched this story, those thieves could have been in and out of Chad's store at least 11 times. And if each trip resulted in the theft of 18 firearms, they would have been able to get away with nearly 200 guns within the length of this story. Now, if there's a story you'd like us to investigate, we want to hear about it. You can give us a call at 410-662-1456, or you can send us an email to crimeandjustice@foxbaltimore.com. I'm Joy LaPolla, and this is Operation Crime and Justice.